내 우주에 넌 다른 세상을 만들어주는 걸 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까 지금의 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘 우리는 너를 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓고 너와 함께 날아가 When I'm without you I'm crazy 자 어서 내 손을 잡아 We are made of each other baby You are my universe and I just want to put you first
I continue to find it challenging. I've been on the road for several weeks, and I continue to find it challenging both on the road and at home to not have easy options in terms of eating clean, you know, whole food, plant-based.
So some of these challenges that are, I think some of the biggest frustrations that we deal with on a day in and day out basis is stress and fear. You know, these are like terms we know, we understand, we've heard it, but we don't really, you can't put your finger on it. You don't really know where it's coming from, what it is. We're going to identify that. Maladaptive patterns. We are patterns. We are neural patterns. That's what we are. And over a period of time, you start to recognize you keep doing the same thing in response to the same stressor, you know, and that thing is something, you know, that is not benefiting you. It's not benefiting your psychology. It's not benefiting your behavior patterns. It's not benefiting your future. And so these are called maladaptive patterns versus adaptive patterns, which are helpful. You know, these are actual frustrations we have in our day in and day out life. Lost and confused. So we're not only are we dealing with a stressful, challenging life or a challenging life, which is a given, we're also, you know, dealing with stress and fear and then maladaptive patterns. And then we don't really have a solution. So this is learned helplessness. So it leaves us feeling lost.
Your brain is designed to keep you alive. And so things that are stressful or fearful or addictive are usually things that potentially are involved with your survival. This is our desire, and our knowing is that this information is so powerful that it can help you to break through to new levels of life satisfaction by finding your authentic self.
So some of the frustrations of being in not self that we're going to attempt to resolve here. And the goal is going between the frustration of being trapped in the pleasure trap and moving from there to the desired goal, which is freedom from the pleasure trap, and understanding when you are in the pleasure trap and then understanding what needs to get done to move out of it. Another frustration is that we become stressed, again, using this word here, stressed, a very generalized statement, but has very fundamental objective neural chemical resolve in the body.
So this is an important thing, is the difference between self and not self is physiological. It is actually your physiology of your human system. So in understanding the difference between when I am self, peaceful, parasympathetic, with breathing going on into the belly, heart and brain coherence, that's a different state than anxiety and stress and angst and worry and fear and doubt and self-judgment and all of these things. that's a totally different physiologic state. And so when we go to make a decision, where is that decision coming from? Is that decision, am I making life decisions from a low energetic, from a not self place? This is one of the most insidious diseases that we have seen across society, is that as a whole, people become accustomed and used to settling for a life of not self.
From a stress state, we want to help you guys find peace of mind. And again, it's an efficiency. It's not that you're not going to get stressed, nor do we want to, for you to assume that you're never going to be stressed or anxious. The question is, how efficient can you move from a state of stress into a state of peace of mind? Again, going from a state of confusion and loss to a state of clarity, being able to see things for the way they are, seeing life as it is, and not from a fear perception of the past or a regret of the past or a fear of the future, but to really see life for what it is, and then to see the resilience and clarity of your higher self to be able to resolve most of life's conundrums.
That's why it's so insidious. This not self is so insidious that we don't recognize that this state of being is what creates so many behavioral difficulties: undereating or overeating, procrastination, mood swings, compulsive behavior, increased use of narcotics, angry outbursts. These are all behavioral changes that come from a physiological state. The effects of stress and not self on the body cause physiologic symptoms in the body. This is why thoughts matter, because that not self state, that is a state of dis-ease. It's what it is. It is the body in dis-ease. So it can create muscle tensions and pains, chest pains, stomach upsets, sleep problems, fatigue, headaches. All of these things can be symptoms of not self. Mood, right? We live in anxiety, live in overwhelm, live in memory and concentration problems, spend so much extra unnecessary time in sadness or depression, in restlessness, in irritability or anger, in lack of motivation or focus. We're helpless. We're conditioned into this system. And then they say, oh, here's a pill for you. Or, oh, here's something else. Like all these quick fixes, or, oh, I need to go buy something. We're trying to deal with these symptoms with other information, other stimuluses coming in, when truly we have everything we need right inside of us.
The beast, the not self. And so we react from a state of anger, from a state of protection, from a state of reactivity. And we never get to reside in a state of parasympathetic state, which is calm, relaxed. If there is no actual threat in the environment, there is no reason for us to be responding from our animal behavior. Then understanding that you are coming from, in any given moment, from an evolutionary response. Here you see the dopamine monster. We've gone over this in some of our different lectures, but the dopamine monster, as much as we call it a monster, has a full intention of surviving, to make sure that you are not left for dead. The difference is the dopamine monster was established, when we were running away and hiding from animals that were out to kill us, versus the present day. And anytime the dopamine monster is feeling like you are in threat, it's going to avoid pain, it's going to seek pleasure, and it's going to conserve energy. This is the pleasure trap. And so what we're going to see next is just a recap on the pleasure trap.
That's evolutionary triad. Everything that's alive on Earth is doing these three things: seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, and conserving energy. All three of these things were important for your survival, right? Millions of years ago. Now we are hijacked by a chemical that releases a sensation of pleasure. That same chemical, when flipped over on its other side, releases craving and pain. So it is good, and at the same time, you want more of it. And so we, in today's world, get hijacked, and we are prisoners of this chemical, right? And avoiding pain. Everything that hurts is bad is the adage today that pretty much goes around. Emotional pain, physical pain, even working out or going on a run is considered bad because, oh, that hurts. I'm sore. That must be bad for me, right? And conserving energy. Even the brain cells, even your brain is trying to conserve energy. So Joe is stressed. He has a Ferrari, a mortgage, 3 kids, a beautiful wife, hypertension. He loathes his job, gaining weight and is exhausted. Joe started meditating. He's not been able to fight the dopamine monster. He wants relief. So if you've seen this before, we're going through reinforcing dopamine or dysfunctional patterns. Joe's dopamine monster, not self, that animal beast craving. Then we have Joe's awareness angel, self, his higher self, who he truly is. And this is what's reinforcing functional patterns. So we have awareness and we have dopamine monster. Self is awareness. I am aware. I can make decisions. That's my true identity. It's peaceful. It's calm. It's parasympathetic. It is a physiologic state of harmony. That is self.
Yeah, so this is what you see in terms of the stress response. Again, the dopamine monster is identifying something threatening, insecure in the environment, either subjective or objective, it doesn't matter. The body has triggered a sense of stress. Because our evolution is to survive, the body's looking for an immediate sense of relief. So again, the systems that are devised in today's society, they're fast, dopamine, calorie rich, dopamine fast, resolve to relieve stress. And so the brain is always going to remember the fastest way out of threat. And so here you have, Netflix, pharmaceutical drugs, Instagram addictions, fast food, alcohol, pornography, you name it. They're the systems that we've lived in haven't been training us in meditation and deep breathing patterning and subconscious reprogramming and positive self-talk. So we're not trained in it. Since birth, we were all trained in the fast way out of stress, nor are we given the discernment of why am I in stress? Am I actually in a stress state where I'm being threatened? Or is my emotional mental system creating a threat that isn't actually imposing a threat on me, but that is creating a cortisol dump into my bloodstream? The body does not care in terms of is it an actual threat or not. It cares about what neurochemicals are in that bloodstream, and the cells of your body are going to respond accordingly. This is called the dopamine monster prison. Again, the pleasure trap. You get stuck in your own behavior patterns, our own training. Had he not been using these methodologies of dealing with his stress, he wouldn't be trapped in it. But now he's created a neural connection that traps him in this state of dysfunctional patterning. The idea then is to first off recognize when you are in a not self pattern, and then to move into a self pattern, meaning how do I change first and foremost the routine of what is causing me relief from stress. So instead of alcohol, I'm using meditation. Instead of alcohol, I'm using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Instead of alcohol, I'm going on a walk or a run. And so again, when we talk about our 40-day program, because it's not one day choosing the meditation over the chocolate chip ice cream sundae, it's over a 40-day period of time, over a 6-month period of time, over a year period of time. Now the neural connection of the brain is recognizing, cool, here's the stress, here's the meditation practice that we love doing, reward and relief from that threat. So you're faced with a decision. You're faced with the decision to take the dysfunctional path, as we've always done, or you have to take a new path. And so the decision always remains in your choice.
Number one is your awareness, being the guardian at the gate for your life, being a vicious, strict, bordering on ruthless guardian at the gate, where anything that is coming up inside of you that is unwanted, stop it. Stop it right there. Recognize it, catch a hold of it, and realize what's going on. What brings happiness is being our authentic self and living our truth and being able to live to that next level and going to that next level of what we want. So the awareness is absolutely the first guardian at the gate.
And once you've cultivated an awareness practice, halt. You want to ask yourself in any moment, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? Before you make reactions, before you assume anything, before you jump onto any sort of choice.
So how can you get oriented towards what you truly desire? Creating it, not reacting and settling for the life and having no boundaries, but to establish for yourself exactly what you truly want to uncover. The internal GPS system is like having a map or having an automatic robot inside your brain, because that's the subconscious. And so how do we get the subconscious to be working for us all the day, instead of, just wandering around aimlessly, not having vision, feeling lost? The goal is to go from just being alive, right? Where we're alive, we're going through our day-to-day stuff, we're settling, we are just alive. We don't feel great, we don't feel good. Maybe we feel okay sometimes, but it's not enough. So how do we go from being alive to being a conscious creator, living as a conscious creator, truly able to manifest those desires? And manifest is not a hippie word. It just means bring to actuality, to actualize what you're desiring. And you have to actually have that thought. So you have to be able to visualize it, to think it in order to have it, because everything on earth starts as a thought. Thoughts to words to action. Those are the 3 steps of creating anything that has ever been created. First was a thought, then it became words, then it became action.
To meditate, awareness practice is the art of creating gray matter in your hippocampus, the part of your brain that is designed for focus and attention. So that way, with focus and attention, you are capable and you're able to look back and to dissect the objective reality of how you are responding to your internal and external environment. We were all raised in the same societal predicament. And this doesn't mean just the West. East is the same. We've come to learn that in order to feel valuable, I need to, and then fill in the blank. I need to get married. I need to have a big house. I need to, become successful. I need to have, 2.5 kids. I need to have a dog, so on and so forth. So we live under this belief pattern that I am not valuable here and right now. It's out there in the future. So our awareness is never here and now. The awareness is always out in the future. And so we're using anxiety and stress to hurry up and get there. And so because we have a very fundamental belief that I am not worthy right now, that my worthiness is in some future place, we miss out on the fact that all that really exists is here and now. And so you bring this back to the now moment, in the body you have right now, in the house you have right now, with the relationships that you have right now, and you create an elevated state of gratitude and love for where you are right now. I am intrinsically valuable here and right now. And so with awareness, you can bring the mind, which is trying to go into the past and feel regret about the choices you made in the past from not enough information or from marketing schemes that told us that we weren't good enough. So we're trying to make decisions from some false sense of the past, and we're creating fear of the future. So we're never living in an elevated state now. We're living in some kind of distress about the past and the future. So the attention is, you use your awareness to know that I am not in my true self in the now. I'm moving my attention into the self, and now I'm creating a life from an elevated state.
Because that's how we improve our state of being, is being aware of it. And this is one of the Stanford researchers, Dr. Carl Pribram at Stanford, made some fantastic discoveries about the brain and neuropsychology and neurobiology. But what they found about the brain, your brain, my brain, his brain, is that there are a couple of things that are universally true, and it's how the brain actually works, how the cells fire together, how we get motivated, how we determine threat, how we get into fear state, how we get into any of these emotions that happen in our daily life. Your brain has an idea of what you're going to get. So if I want to touch this paper, I want to get up, I want to grab a glass of water and take a drink. It doesn't matter what it is. The fact is that your brain has already got an image of achievement. So that means that if you want to do something, again, like we were talking about, it starts with a thought. It all starts with the thought. There is no other way to get your brain motivated to do anything other than the thought. Second, amazing discovery, right? And it seems like a simple discovery, but when it's like, actually, that's what happens, this is the process, now we can implement that as factual and use it to benefit our life. So this is something we want to teach to help you to benefit your life. And that's the second thing as well, which is the brain does not know the difference between reality and imagination. So we can have thoughts of happiness. We can have thoughts of stress. The brain is just the tool. It's just a tool, right? We are the awareness that gets to operate the tool itself. If we are going through life and we have thought patterns that are over and over again, self-deprecating, stressful, anxious, worried, whatever, if it's negative, that's taking that sword and stabbing it right into yourself. You're cutting yourself with your own physiology. Now, if that happens once, you cut your finger, not a big deal. But if you do that every day for a percentage of the day, you are living in a physiologic state of dis-ease. That is something that no animal on earth can tolerate. There is not an animal on earth that can live an extended period of time in stress and stay healthy. It goes like this. These are the emotions, right? They have different frequencies and vibrations. And watch how this works right now. If you imagine shame, being shameful, humiliated, miserable, and then being guilty and someone blaming you, and maybe it was even an evil deed, and then being apathetic, where you just don't care about anything, and despair, and feeling hopeless, and then anger and grief and sorrow, and even pride, right? Where you maybe are prideful about some accomplishments. And then you imagine courage. I can do it. Affirmations. I can do it. It's possible. And trust. And then saying, I will do it. I am optimistic. I'm hopeful. And I can accept everything and everything around me. I accept it as it is. And I forgive those people who have hurt me. And I forgive myself for any wrongdoing, so I didn't know any better. I didn't know any other ways. And I'm in harmony with life and with myself. And I understand, and it's meaningful, and love, and imagining love and reverence and joy and serenity and being complete and peace and bliss, and everything is perfect. Enlightenment. What you just experienced, you could feel the energy shift. You could feel it in your body. Those lower emotions are not self, right? They come like the lion attacking you. From time to time, they are a beautiful aspect of our experience. And we're not meant to live there.
When this is deeper work to recognize, because the cue can be coming from, again, that 0 to 7 years old, where we were instilled with the patterning of shame, guilt, grief, fear. And so even if you look at, how marketing works and how the news channel actually reinforces fear, because it's what keeps you attentive onto it. The whole system is designed to keep us in these lower, not self states. So the work is so gargantuan if you're not attending to it, if you're not aware of it. everything on your subconscious is reprogramming and pulling you back into a lower elevated state, meaning without an actual practice, without a plan, without intentional creation, we get pulled back into these neural pathways that were devised from society, from parental upbringing. And so we live what is intended to be a life full of joy and peace and love. We live the majority of our lives in these lower grade systems. And because
it starts truly with cellular health. That's the fundamentals, the baseline of what we do in every program working with any human. It starts with, are your cells in a good place? Because the cells of the body have got to be happy.
these are micronutrient density. This is just a fundamental physiological component. So one of the first questions you ask yourself when you go to bed every night is, did I have a variability of micronutrient density in my cuisine?
You are movement incarnate. You are awareness, and you are also movement incarnate. Literally, every cell in your body is moving. Every atom is moving. The atoms themselves are moving. The component parts of those component parts are moving. Everything is moving. It is all vibration. At the most fundamental level, technically, science has determined that we are all just the most tiniest particle that exists, that science has concurred yet, is little vibrating waves of light. So yes, we are all light beings. That is the fundamental nature of us. And joints determine how we move around, right? And we've gone over some stuff with joints, but it does no good to have a Ferrari if your Ferrari has no wheels on it.
That again, we're reinforcing the idea of what is it that you believe about yourself? What is it that you believe you can and cannot do? What kind of restrictions are you placing on yourself mentally, emotionally? Mindset includes all the things that cannot be touched. They're not the objective markers, they're more subjective. So if you're emotionally feeling unworthy, if you're mentally beating yourself up, these must be addressed in some form or fashion for you to be able to recognize how to hold space for your grief, how to hold space for your sadness, how to hold space for your joy, how to hold space for love, and being able to have awareness and acceptance of all your emotions without becoming over-identified with any one of them.
I am worthy of all that love and life have to offer. Say it to yourself. I am worthy of all that love and life have to offer. And say it again. I am worthy of all that love and life have to offer. And say it more fervently now.
I am worthy of
all that love and life have to offer. And so with the core beliefs, this is us recently with Bruce Lipton learning about the Psyche method. And with the Psyche method, this is a way that we actually help instill these subconscious belief patterns deep inside people, because these are things that oftentimes don't even cross your vision, right? You never think these things. You never go there because you're just settling for the way things are. But wow, what if I reprogram? What if I take the time to do the self-work and address those limiting beliefs? They're limiting beliefs.
Some of the steps you guys are going to take for elevated state. Again, like we said, cellular homeostasis, eat right, think right, move right. Breathing technique. So you always want to go back to your breath. So once your objective markers are in place, you want to then look at, am I breathing correctly? Am I keeping myself in a parasympathetic breath? The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. We'll talk about that here in a second. A meditation practice, again, bringing yourself to a parasympathetic state. The letting go method, we go over this in the 12-week program. And then creating connection and connectivity with a friend, a family member, a lover, somebody to make you feel safe and seen and heard and loved. So these are all techniques to help elevate your state. Like Nanda said, all of these are go into deeper practice with weekly check-ins on our 40-day program and on our 12-week. So the breathing technique is going to be closing your eyes, dropping your awareness. Again, the same way you dropped it down, drop it down just for trial, drop it down to your big right toe. Move that toe around, feel all the sensation there. Good, that's your awareness. That's something in you that's not touch, that's not sight, that's not hearing, it's awareness. It's moving down to your big toe. You're becoming aware of that. Now move that same awareness into the inhale as it fills up your belly, and then move the awareness to the exhale. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop into your exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really take that whole 5 seconds. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly expanding. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. So this is a way to bring, using your breath to bring you into a relaxed state. I feel really calm right now.
And so if we can show you kind of what we have created so far, we're super excited about it. We love it. This is a little walkthrough, like the 40-day program. So the 40-day program is online on our site. We can enter into it. When you're in there, it has different modules, right? So there's different modules. This is our site where members are, scheduling our weekly check-ins. That's part of the transformation as well. With, our programs are almost all weekly check-ins as of right now, so that we can keep you accountable, because we know accountability works. Accountability works.
Big reason why.
If you're not getting results that you want, now is the time to start. Make the move. Dedicate yourself. Become dedicated. Invest in yourself, literally, if you're not investing in yourself. That's our motto. If you're already investing in yourself wonderfully, then maybe you don't need to invest in something. But if you have trouble, or if you want to go to the next level, we are here to help. And this is an awesome program where you get a daily message that's covering a different topic. You're getting nutrition modules, mindset modules, movement modules, and action steps with new and information in there. The nutrition modules are included with meal plans. You download the meal plans and you have them ready to go. They include recipes, shopping lists, everything that you could need in order to eat a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. And then action steps in the program, where we include TED Talks, and we include meditations for the day. And it's done for you, so you don't have to think about it. You just have to set a time that you dedicate to yourself, to become yourself. So originally we called it the Daily Oasis, right? Where it was a time of the day that was an oasis from everything else around you, that you had a beautiful, peaceful place where you could go and do that development work, right? We all have to have that self-reflection and time for ourselves to make that progress forward. And this really just sums it up nicely and gives you that pathway that leads to success, because success leaves clues. And we have put all of the Karens and built the pathway for you. So all you got to do is get on the path, and we'll help guide you the rest of the way. Today, if you want to sign up, coupon code SELF-SEMINAR will give you 25% off of any program, right?
Any program.
Any one of the programs that we
All
have
programs.
on there, you just go on there and go to optimalalignmenthealth.com. So it's very basic. So we have a monthly coaching program that includes weekly check-ins that is $497. That's just for coaching. The primary things, the programs we recommend, especially for getting started, the 40-day membership program includes everything: the movement, mindset, and nutrition. It is the daily meditations, and that's for us. You just go here and click purchase, and then it will take you to a PayPal where you don't have to set up an account. You can register as a guest. If you don't have a PayPal account or don't want to, set one up, you just click sign out or sign in as guest. If you want to go deep and jump into the 12-week transformation and empowerment program, that's $500 off of that. if you use that coupon code self-seminar. And then in addition, if you jump on any of these programs with us, we'll give you we will do it with you. We will do 2 Psych sessions that are, somewhere that's like 45 minutes or so each, or to an hour or so, and going over that and helping to reprogram that subconscious and to develop it into just really who you want to be and how you want to live your life is really the idea. But also, if you go into programs underneath this top header, you'll see the different programs that are available, and the coupon code should work on any of them. All righty. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Love to all of you.
You are my universe, and I just want to put you first. And you are my universe, and in the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes, I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture, that bright infinity inside your eyes. 매일 밤 내게 날아가 꿈이란 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나. Never ending forever, baby. You are my universe, and I just want to put you first. You are my universe, and you make my world light up inside. 어둠이 내겐 더 변했었지. 길어진 그림자 속에서. And they said that we can't be together because we come from different sides. You are my universe, and I just want to put you first. You are my universe, and you make my world light up inside. My universe, my universe, my universe. 나를 밝혀주는 건 너란 사랑으로 수놓아진 별. 내 우주에 넌 또 다른 세상을 만들어주는 걸. 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까. 지금 이 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까. 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘. 우리는 너를 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓아. 너와 함께 날아가. When I'm without you I'm crazy. 자 어서 내 손을 잡아. We are made of each other, baby. You